Good morning, good morning, good morning, man. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys woke up feeling good, feeling great. Make it a great day. And yes, it's obvious. I went blonde out here looking like goddamn Chris Brown, out here looking like goddamn Eminem, out here looking like Cisco. Thong, 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 thong. I don't care. Let's get to work. Thank you again for tuning in. Today, what I want to do to continue the progress on the car, to continue the movement on the car, and not stop because of the whole paint situation. Today, what I want to actually do is take out the trim, a lot of the trim pieces, the door trims, the fender trims, door, all of it. The bottom of the door trim, I forgot the name of it, but I want to start prepping all of that for the trim paint. So I'm going to take out the parts, clean them up, see what I have, see what I'm missing, because I think I'm actually missing both of the little black pieces that go on the fenders. So I'm going to go ahead and try to take out everything that I have from the container for the car and start prepping it so that we could hopefully paint it today or tomorrow. Went ahead and opened up the Honda CRV table so that we could place any of the smaller trim pieces and whatnot on there, and I'll grab the workhorses that are over there, put it over here, and I'll put the larger pieces on that. So it seems like I have everything that I have already. This is like the rocker panel, I guess you could say, skirts, rocker panel skirts. This is the lower door trim. I have actually two sets. I got a set there and a set here. This is the trim for the door itself. This is for the window, like right under the window for the door as well. Cowl. I feel like I know I am. I'm missing one of these, which is for the door. I don't remember what the hell this is for, but I'll figure it out. But it seems like I'm missing one, and I was only able to find two of these. One is for the fender, which from the guy I bought it from, he had a dog and the dog was just chewing it up. So I'd probably end up just getting another one of those, a new one. And this is for, I'm gonna guess, the rear passenger side. I just want to take a look and like put it up against it. Is it? Yeah, I believe that's for that. Or it could be for the other side. I don't freaking know. But anywho, I could have swore I had a lot more, and I probably do. I just can't find them. So I'm gonna just go ahead and start first with cleaning these up with the good old super clean degreaser. Get them clean and we'll go from there. Because I have two sets of these, I'm gonna, assess both of them and see which ones are actually in better condition and which makes sense to keep, and the others I'll eventually probably sell. So I think what I want to probably do, I don't want to jump around too much. I just want to show you guys the trims that I have. I'll probably start with getting the rocker panel skirts cleaned up, prepped, and ready. And then I'll move on to the next, and then to the next, the lower door trims, then the actual door trims that sit in the middle. But I don't want to try to do all of this at once. So this might be like a 2 or 3 part freaking video for the trims. So we'll start with the rocker panel, but what I will do is clean them all up now in this video. So let's get a bucket, let's get some water, some brushes, and degreaser, and get cleaning. Went ahead and took the car cover off the CRX to let it breathe and air out a little bit, but there it is if you guys haven't seen it. So I have a guy coming over today to take a look at it and actually give me a quote to fix and redo the paint job because of the fact that it has so many issues. So he's coming over today to take a look at it and give me a quote, man, and hopefully we get this car resolved and painted and looking the way it's supposed to. Cool. The trim pieces are nice and cleaned. They are gonna sit out here and dry up. Yeah, man, they look good. They're not too bad. There's a couple parts of the trims where you know, you're not gonna see. Like, let's just say, for instance, the bottom of this, which is the bottom of the door trim. You're never gonna see that. I'm not gonna trip over that. But for the most part, they cleaned up pretty good. I did notice on one of the sets of the door trims that I have, it has like this little like rubber, well, it's kind of old now, but it's like a gasket that I'm gonna have to figure out. I have an idea as to how to replicate it onto the ones that I'm gonna use. But for the most part, everything is good, cleaned up. I'm gonna let it sit out here for a bit and dry up. And yeah, and then we'll move on to, like I said, working on the two rocker panel trim pieces, which is that bottom one and this big guy here. Well, I figured while those pieces are drying, I'm gonna go ahead and head over to O'Reilly's and pick up the paint that we're gonna be using for the trim piece. So let's go get that. All right, well, that was a fail. And just so you guys know, what I'm actually looking for is the I believe it's the SEM, S-E-M trim paint. It comes in a spray can. And then I'm also looking for the Bulldog like promoter, I believe it's called. It's to help the paint stick to the plastic. So when you're painting plastics the correct way, you want to go ahead and put that Bulldog first prep or whatever it's called. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. I know his company is Bulldog. And then you go ahead and spray paint it so that it adheres correctly to the plastic. So we'll head back home and continue on the rocker panel trims. Back home, what I'll end up doing is just ordering it online and then just letting it you know, arrive when it arrives. But the pieces are nice and dry. All of those pieces, all of these pieces, I'm gonna go ahead and move these two out of the way so that I could focus more on, like I said before, the rocker panel trims. Now, as I assess both of these trim pieces, you could see that there's some scratches right here. They're not super deep, pause, but you know, we have to sand them down. And as I run my hand on it all, there's really nothing too major. There's little things, but I think with probably like maybe 400, I think we'll be all right. You know, there's some gashes right here, but that's literally all the way underneath. That's actually where your jack stand will probably go. So I'm sure whoever jacked up the car a couple times didn't jack it up correctly. But for the most part, man, these rocker pieces are not in bad shape. You know, like I said, I'll maybe take the 400 or something like that. There's a gash right there that I could sand down. But for the most part, these are not bad, but I do want to smooth them down so that we can go ahead and, you know, prep and paint. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the orbital sander, run the extension cord, and we'll start sanding down these pieces. Grab my little bodywork sanding toolbox, and I found some 320, and I also have some 600. Just in case the 320 is too rough, I'll hit it again, pause, with 600 to smooth it down even more. So we'll start with the 320 and then we'll go from there. Just finished one of the trims with the 300. Feels much better. I am going to go ahead and pass it over though with the 600. This part here, because it's curved, I'm going to do it by hand, and then we'll move on to this one. But this is pretty much done with the 300, like I said, and now we'll do with the 600 after we do this part by hand real quick. Also, I went ahead and ordered the Bulldog and the SEM trim paint, and that should be getting here in a couple days, maybe tomorrow. And if I have the time, I will go ahead and paint this these two pieces of trim work for the rocker panel. That wasn't a lot of fun, but we got it done. 320. I kept saying 300 before, but I meant to say 320. So 320, then 600 for both. They feel much better than what they did before, and they even look much better than what they did before. We got rid of the nasty scuff that was on. I don't even remember which one it was on. Whatever. We got rid of that nasty scuff that was there. So next I'm going to go ahead and just take some of the wax and grease remover and wipe it all down to get any nasty grease or fingerprints or any kind of oils off, and then we'll let it sit, and then hopefully tomorrow the Bulldog and the spray comes in and we'll go ahead and spray them. If not, I'll spray them probably off camera and then show you guys in probably the next video. So let's go ahead and grab the wax and grease remover and go ahead and wipe these down. Area is all nice and cleaned up. We are good to go. I'm waiting on the painter to get here to take a look at it. Trim pieces, I'm gonna let them just air dry a little bit longer, then I'll throw them into the container as well. I know at the beginning of the video I kind of went ahead of myself and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna sand them all down today and paint them all down today. Sometimes I talk a little faster than what my mind actually tells me is possible, so my bad. But today we focused really on the rocker panel trims, and we got them sanded and prepped and ready for the Bulldog and the paint. So as soon as it gets here, that's what we'll be doing. Other than that, let's continue, man. We are almost at 800 subs. Let's keep pushing, keep commenting, keep sharing, keep liking. I appreciate you guys tuning in, man, every single week, every Wednesday. And as always, y'all know the vibes, man. Chase the dream, not the competition. Peace.